What made you go from hated stepdad to loved father? When I married my wife Vivi, I never even thought of trying to replace her kid's father, but Caspian and Zara went beyond boundaries to show how much they hated me for just existing. I'd find my work shirts in the trash, sleeves mysteriously torn, Caspian shrugging when confronted, must have got caught in the washer. The salt container would somehow empty into my coffee mug every morning, and Zara would barely hide her smirk as I'd take that first bitter sip. They're just adjusting, Vivi would say, but we both knew it was more than that. I never raised my voice, never retaliated, just quietly cleaned up each mess. Cedric, their bio dad, lived 3 states away, never contributed a dime, and even forgot Zara's birthday last year, but still remained their hero. 3 years in, I'd practically accepted that I'd always be the villain in their story, until one single incident changed everything. I was working late in my home office when my phone rang at 11 p.m. I saw Caspian's number pop up, and I was surprised because the last time he'd called was over a year ago to remind me to take out the trash. Caspian, is everything all right? I asked. Stepdad? His voice was different, scared and smaller than the confident kid who usually couldn't spare me a glance. We messed up. We really messed up. Mom's at that conference, and we don't want her to know. Can you please come get us? I jumped up from my seat thinking they were involved in a fight. Are you hurt? Is Zara okay? I asked immediately, but the story tumbled out in fragments. We were at Zara's friend's party, and we just had a couple beers. I swear it was only a couple, stepdad, Caspian said desperately, his voice growing smaller by the minute. Then Zara started feeling sleepy, so I tried driving her home. But what? I asked, already getting my car keys. But we ran into a police checkpoint, and they ran a breathalyzer on me. The realization dawned on me that they'd both been arrested for DUI. They were at the county police station, and the officer said they could call one guardian. We tried Dad first, Caspian admitted, his voice cracking, but he's not answering. Mom would kill us if she knew. You're literally our last option. That motivated me more than I can admit. Zara grabbed the phone and said, please, stepdad, I know we don't deserve it, but please come help us. The drive to the station gave me 20 minutes to think about what kind of man I wanted to be in this moment. Vivi would want me to call her immediately. Cedric would probably lawyer up and make excuses. But what did these kids actually need? I walked into that fluorescent lit station in my old college sweatshirt and jeans. No judgment on my face, just concern. Are you both okay? Were my first words, not how could you, or your mother will kill you. The relief on their faces was immediate but guarded, like they were waiting for the other shoe to drop. I handled the paperwork methodically, listened to the officer's stern warnings about how lucky they were that no one was hurt, and nodded seriously at every word. In the car afterward, the silence was thick until Zara whispered, are you going to tell Mom? I let them sit with that question for a full minute before responding. Your mom doesn't need to hear this from me while she's